why is it, and this is coming from a Hispanic male, why is it that the gay African American community don't really feature the Spanish community like that? Say it again?
Ulcerative colitis.
Was hanging out your asshole, according to the question, would you allow somebody to fuck?
No. First and foremost, no.
I'm just kidding.
Truth be told.
But some people who have
Truth be told. But it's where
it's just a flash.
You've been penetrated so much where skin starts to come out of. You have to know this stuff. It's not funny. Like, wait till you have it. Trust me.
Never. Never.
You cannot say never. You cannot say never. You cannot say never. It's no. Listen, Wes.
You don't have to do all that.
Wes. Listen. It's no different than him.
I like this beat you are. Y'all know y'all feeling it. What? You already know. What? You already know. What? You already know.
A little bit better, sugar. Come on, sugar. Oh, he's sweating in the neck. Right. He was ready to go in.
But no, it's like, and so I hear everything that you're saying, but people don't understand. Like when I really say that everything that I've gone through is a new experience. Like it's a new experience. Like I don't really have many friends. Like people think that I know the whole, and I know a lot of people, but I don't consider them friends. When I use that word, I don't use it lightly. So to trust people, to care about people, to have them care about me, you know what I'm saying? Because my family never really cared about me, or at least that's how I view it. And you know, I've always felt that I was out in this world by myself. You know what I'm saying? And so now it's like, okay, I'm this age where it's like everything is put on a number to where there's no more excuses. Okay, all right, you grown now. You got to cut that shit out and just do what you got to do, get your life together and all that. I'm not used to having to worry about those thought processes. You know what I'm saying? I'm so used to just going and taking care of business. Now, everything's stripped away and, you know, I'm this age and I just got to because I'm this age. It's just like, no, wait, I got to take baby steps. And I'm just not around a group of people that will allow me to take baby steps. And so my head is going crazy to where it's like, okay, when can I adjust? Because the whole world tells me I should have already been at this point right now. You know what I'm saying? But I've never been. So it's like, that's my battle.
Okay,
you know?
Go ahead, Andreas. Enough. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Come on, Yawa.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just taken back by your thought process, because to me it's like the way that you're presenting it, it's in retro. Like you should have been feeling that way when you were 17, when you got your apartment on your own and not knowing what to do or what have you, or that's the way it's coming off, as opposed to you being 33 years old.
Everything's backward.
And the way that I see it is, you're at that point. Granted, the time for excuses are out.
Right.
They're out. You don't like what's going on in your life right now. Guess who is the only person that can control it?
Right. I mean, I know all of that. I know all of that.
And so, to go back to, you know, to go all the way back to when you talk about, well, I don't have this, I don't have that. Well, guess what? It's never too late. Education, like there was that, she was like 80 some odd years old and she graduated from high school. So it's never too late for you to do what you gotta do. If you set your mind to it, trust and believe with your faith and you stepping out, I promise you, and it just takes that little bit of faith and you taking the necessary steps and stepping out. The Lord will provide a way for you to make it to where you're trying to go, because guess what? Only thing He needs you to do is just take that one step. He's going to meet you every single time. He's going to be with you every step of the way. He's going to take care of you. He, by His grace and by His mercy, and I really do not mean to be so spiritual.
I was just about to say,
right about now,
spiritual, but we got to go there because I got to tell you what I got.
But you know,
I'm sorry, but I got.
He has kept you.
I gotta say it.
He has kept you for almost 15 years, because it's like you've been by yourself for 15 years.
This is the religious, the church edition of the Culture Clubb.
some
That's
Ain't
it.
nothing. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, what I say? What's
you got to come out.
The religious.
That's it. That's it.
Well, you know, I'm gonna say this, but you know what? When you say that, though, honestly, don't you think that, like, in your mind, you never thought about, you know what? Maybe he is pulling me to do this. Like, this is part of my purpose. Like, I'm supposed to have to go through that. He uses you to be able. Do you not know what you have? We never know what we packing. We don't know what we packing. So you don't have to be educated and have a degree and have a bachelor's and have a master's and have a doctorate degree. You don't have to have all that, because you know how many people you've touched in the lives that you've been able to impact. But just this little bit of video, just this panel of people that you discuss in their life changes and issues and situations. So I don't want you to feel like that because I don't have this, I got to be like this. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, honestly, when you look at yourself and you value who you are, all the other stuff, by having all this other stuff, that stuff is not and void, because you got to do one thing, and that's you please yourself and Jesus. That's it. And you got to have a relationship with him. And I know we had went down that road a long time ago, but you have to, you got to be able to please him. He put you in a place, you don't understand. He's allowed you to put you on a platform. He's saying, I'm going to take this person who don't have a college degree, but I'm going to put them at a place that I can elevate them to touch so many other people, to touch so many other lives, to touch people thousands of places all over the place, so that they can see that there's people out there that don't have to be educated. They don't have to go to college. They don't have to have that. It's good to have it, because you know, in the end, you can have this, you can have all of that stuff. You know, I went to school. I didn't finish, I didn't graduate from college, but you know what? I had a career that didn't cost me to have a degree, and I was getting paid good money, and I was satisfied where I was. So it's plenty of jobs and plenty of places that we can be, and we can live our lives and be comfortable with who we are, but you just have to embrace the place that you are in your life, and not allow what the media and what the world say that you're supposed to be. It don't have no number on anything. And like the other day, I was watching a video, and I'm gonna just be honest, because it's more than blood, right? I'm just gonna tell you the truth. I told a friend this just today. I watched a video the other day of the Culture Clubb, and the video talked about ages where we should be not living with our parents, and we should be at a certain age, and you should be outside of your parents' house. Well, I tell you, I live with my parents, and you know why? I live with my parents only because, and God allowed this to happen, that when I got laid off, my apartment, I didn't lose it, and I thank God for that. He'll come and tell you this himself. I didn't lose it because my lease was up. So my lease was up, I was like, dang, you know what, I could renew it here and stay here, but I would like to move. I've been here in this one apartment 5 years. So why don't I try to move to somewhere else? Well, you know, I didn't have the income to where I had a severance package when I got laid off, but I didn't have the income to move into another apartment. So if I renewed my lease in my apartment, it was okay, I could renew it and just keep it moving. I was like, no, I want to move. My mom was like, you know what? My dad was like, come home, let it go, just come back home. It's not that serious. So I'm grateful that I didn't lose anything with my being laid off.
How old were you?
You know what I'm saying? And I was older. And so,
I mean, but we also said in the video, it's due
to
circumstances.
You're right. But
due to
again,
circumstances.
though, keep in mind though, I'm watching it for what it was, and then in my mind I'm like, you know, because I love my parents, God knows I do. Yeah. But I desire to be back on my own, because when I come home, when I go back to my parents, when I get off work, my mom, oh, come here, I want to tell you something. My dad was like, hey, man, you want to cook a little something? And I'm like, look, I want to just go upstairs and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no, when I go home, I open the door, lock the key, and come home again. When I come over here sometimes, it's not that I just I just want to get away, just to hang out and just have a peace of mind. You know what I'm saying?
When I had to move back home with my parents, my roommate moved. He gave me like a 2 weeks notice. He was moving to DC for an internship. When things happened that I had to move and I had to go back home, it was sometimes I just feel like going home. I got off work 11:30. My mom was up. She was like, "Well, you don't never come in here and have family time." I was like, "Shit, I'm 27. I just want to go." Go to the room.
Oh my God! Yes, for real. And just to have that peace. And she's not arguing. She's not fussing or fighting. But you know, it's just like those little things where you just have that peace. you know, and so I decided to get back to that, and God is going to allow me to get back to that.
Right.
He's going to open those doors up, because he's already doing that now. You know, I just
Right.
need to apply myself and then get back on myself so I can have my own again, like I did. But I've adjusted now to not having the income and the where I was before, so I'm trying to move and shift and do things, because it's been different for me. And I'll be honest, it has totally been different this entire year. I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
But through it all, you have been thankful for where you are.
I'm so glad I'm here.
You're thankful.
And you know what? I can take. I can understand the good and that's in my life and the things that I'm grateful for. Like I can acknowledge that. But my question to the panel, and then we'll change topics, is: do you think that insecurities stem from society's view of where we need to be as a people, or do you think it's within us?
Mine do. I know mine do.
As far as
because I'm just
society's view?
just me. For not all gay men, but for some gay men, it's like gay. You have to you got to be young, light skinned, and skinny.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
You don't have to.
This is trying to be a model.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. You're talking about a city of Orlando that's predominantly younger, from the age of 18 to 24. So you can't make that generalization on the gay community based on Orlando or Central Florida.
Right, but I can talk about my experience though.
Right, but
well,
I can talk about my experience.
but that's here.
Right. Well then, but
that's here. Right. That still goes to my point of in the city of Orlando, you have 18 to 25-year-olds, which is the majority of our community. When you fuck with kids, you get kid results. I'm not saying you fuck with kids. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Don't touch my chest.
Oh, sorry.
But you're from the area, right, Jerry?
Yeah,
he's from the area. See, I'm not from the area. Right. Wes is not from the area. Hector.
A lot of people who are not from the area don't have those same experiences. Is all I'm saying.
If you lived in New York, you wouldn't have these.
Right. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that.
But he's just stating from his
from
that's
what
makes it relatable to him.
You know.
But sometimes it takes you moving to a different city to really adjust to how you are and how you view life. Because if I was in Mississippi, I only knew that.
Right.
But by me moving to Orlando, I've experienced so much different culture.
What? Watch it, Wes.
Different cultures and everything, and a different work environment from what I had back at home. It's just opened my eyes up to what can be. Not what could be, but what can be, long as I make that step to do it. So I think that you just need to get out of Florida.
I mean, and I agree to that. But I think that I know for me, I just need to love me.
So it's within yourself. It's not society's view.
I think it's both.
It's
both.
Yeah.
It's both. But that's true. I do need to experience outside of here, and I've traveled all over, and I've been.
And not even travel, live.
But to live anywhere else, no. I've never lived anywhere else. But I've went all over the place. But I do know that it stems within myself though too.
Well,
also, I'm sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
But I think that our insecurities absolutely stem from what society's views
of course.
Of us.
Of course.
It has nothing to do with personal. Think about it. It comes personal because society's views are so intense. I.e., example, because I used to be big. They didn't feature me. No shade. They didn't feature me at all.
Also fighting the shade, but
I mean, right? No, I'm saying, but it was okay. It was shade.
Right.
Okay, it was shade. They didn't fuck with the fat boy, but it was all right though.
At all, they still don't.
Right. Cool. But because of that reason,
I love it. Unless you're in the bad community.
Right. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to biggercity.com. That used to be my
Big
website.
Brothers, because Big Brothers is coming here like in August.
Big Brothers, Big Boy Club.
Big Boy
Pride.
Big Boy Pride.
Shout out to Big Boy Pride.
Yes.
I get in every time and they look at me like, bitch.
Really? Shout out to Big Boy Pride.
I got kicked out of 2013.
I would have never felt that way. I would have never felt that way if people or society didn't make me feel that way. Meaning if everybody was okay with someone being big, fat, skinny, small, short, ugly, we wouldn't have insecurities because nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about.
But in your household at home, were you made to feel when you were big at home? Were you made to feel like you were loved and appreciated for being the chubby kid?
Yeah, but think about it. You're at home. How many hours a day? You're at school from 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Around friends who are constantly call you fat ass.
Okay, I'll put it like this. As a parent, putting on the parent hat. As a parent, I have to constantly reinforce, it's what we call positive reinforcement, to my child that he is the standard. Because when he goes off to school, he's being compared to everybody else, and he's being taunted, he's being teased and everything else. He comes home and he's like, Daddy, this white boy called me a nigger today. I was like, well, are you a nigger? He says, no. I was like, well, next time you need to let him know that you're not a nigger. And so it's like you have to reinforce these things as a parent. Now, parenting is a whole nother subject. It's a whole nother subject. But you have we have to nurture our kids in that regard and to build up that self-worth, because you know what? It's not the teacher's job. It's not the school's job to do what the parents should be doing at home, which is building that child up, because self-worth starts at home, because it's up to the parents to do that nurture versus nature.
Right.
But I'm not going to get to all that.
This is a very intense video. And